My own mother sat across from me in a courtroom trying to legally take away my right to manage my own life. She abandoned me when I was 7, disappeared for 15 years without a single phone call. And now she was back, not to apologize, not to reconnect, but to tell a judge I was too mentally unstable to handle my own bank account, my car, or the apartment I paid for with my own money. Her lawyer sat there smiling like the verdict was already written. He had no idea what was coming. My name is Thea Warren. I'm 28 and this is the story of how my mother tried to steal everything I own and how she lost everything instead. If you're watching this, please subscribe and let me know where you're watching from. Now, let me take you back to where this family drama began to a Tuesday morning when my phone rang and in a voice I hadn't heard in 15 years said, "Hi, baby. It's Mom." It's a Tuesday in March and I'm standing at my kitchen counter pouring coffee into a thermos when my phone buzzes. Unknown number, Virginia area code, but not local. I almost let it ring out. I get spam calls twice a week, but something I still can't explain what makes me pick up. "Hi, baby. It's Mom." The thermos slips. Coffee pools across the counter. I don't move to wipe it up. I don't move at all. The last time I heard that voice, I was 7 years old, standing on my grandmother's porch in bare feet, watching a blue sedan pull out of the driveway. She didn't wave. She didn't look back. She just left. And for 21 years, that was the last thing my mother ever gave me, a view of her tail lights. Now she's on the phone and her voice is shaking. And then she's saying things like, "I know I don't deserve this and I just want to see you and I've changed, Thea. I promise." I don't say a word, not because I'm being strong, because my throat has closed shut. She fills the silence. She tells me she's living 2 hours south. She tells me she's remarried. She tells me she wants to make things right. She says it 4 times. I hang up without answering. My hands are trembling, not from sadness, from something closer to alarm. Like a fire detector going off in a room you thought was empty. I set the phone down, wipe the counter, pick up the thermos. Then my laptop pings. An automated email from my bank. Credit alert. Significant change detected on your account. My score has dropped 90 points overnight. I stare at the screen. Then I stare at my phone. 2 events, same morning. And I don't believe in coincidences. Let me back up. I grew up in a small house on Maple Ridge Road about 40 minutes outside Charlottesville. It belonged to my grandmother, Ruth Warren, the woman who raised me after my mother walked out. Donna Beckett, that was her name before she remarried, left on a Thursday. I remember because Grandma Ruth had just made pot roast, which she only made on Thursdays. I was sitting at the table drawing horses when the front door opened and closed. And when I looked up, my mother was carrying a suitcase to a car I'd never seen, driven by a man I'd never met. Grandma Ruth didn't chase her. She just picked me up, set me on her hip, and said, "You're staying with me now, baby." And that's not a bad thing. She was right. Ruth Warren worked 30 years as a bookkeeper for the county clerk's office. She wasn't rich, but she was steady. She kept every receipt, filed every tax return on time, taught me that money was something you respected, not something you chased. I earned a scholarship to UVA, graduated with a degree in finance, got a job as a financial analyst at a mid-size firm in Charlottesville, bought a used Honda Civic with my own savings, started paying down a 1-bedroom apartment on a 15-year mortgage. Then 2 years ago, Grandma Ruth passed. Pancreatic cancer. Fast and cruel. She left me the house on Maple Ridge, her savings account, about $120,000, and a filing cabinet in the hallway closet. It held everything. My birth certificate, my social security card, old insurance forms, school records. Grandma Ruth kept everything in one place. She trusted the world more than it deserved, and someone knew exactly where that cabinet was. That evening, I sit at my desk and pull my full credit report. What I see makes my stomach drop. My score, which I'd carefully built to 780 over 6 years, is at 520. There are 4 credit cards I never opened. A department store card from a state I've never visited. A small personal loan taken out 3 years ago. Total outstanding debt, $43,000. Some of these accounts go back a decade. One card was opened when I was 18, the year I started college. I've never owned a credit card that wasn't issued through my bank. I call the credit bureau. The woman on the line walks me through the dispute process, but warns me it could take months. Each account has to be investigated individually. She says, you'll need to file with all 3 bureaus. Months. $43,000 in my name, and the best anyone can offer is months. The next morning at work, I tell Claire Aldridge. Claire is a CPA 2 cubicles down and the closest thing I have to a best friend. She listens without interrupting, which is how I know it's bad. Claire only goes quiet when she's calculating. When I finish, she doesn't say, I'm sorry, or, that's terrible. She says, for cards over 10 years. This isn't a data breach, Thea. Someone has your social security number. Someone who's had it for a long time. She looks at me across her desk. Who had access to your social when you were a kid? I open my mouth. Close it. Think about the filing cabinet in Grandma Ruth's hallway closet. The one that held everything. The one in the house where my mother grew up. The house my mother knew better than anyone. 3 days later, Donna shows up at my office. I'm at my desk reviewing a quarterly report when the receptionist calls my extension. There's a woman in the lobby, says she's your mother. I walk out and there she is standing by the front desk in a pressed blouse and pearl earrings, dabbing her eyes with a tissue. She looks older, thinner, carefully put together, the kind of woman you'd feel sorry for at first glance. The second she sees me, she crosses the lobby and wraps her arms around me. Oh, Thea, my baby. Her voice cracks just loud enough for the receptionist and 2 passing coworkers to hear. I don't hug her back, and I stand still and wait for her to let go. She pulls a chair closer and starts talking. She's changed. She's sorry. She found God, found stability, found a good man. His name is Greg. He's waiting in the car. She also has a daughter, Jocelyn, 22. Your sister Thea, you have a sister. I nod. I say very little. Then the questions start. Small ones at first. Where do I live? What kind of car do I drive? Then larger. Did Grandma Ruth leave you anything? The house. Savings. I watch her face as she asks. Her eyes flick to my badge, my desk through the glass door, my shoes. She's inventorying me. I heard about the house from a cousin, she says when I don't answer. I just want to know you're taken care of. I stand up. I need to get back to work, Donna. She blinks at the name, not Mom. Donna. I came to your office, she says softly. Doesn't that mean something? It means you wanted witnesses, I say. Next time, call first. That weekend, I drive to Grandma Ruth's house on Maple Ridge. The spare key is still under the 3rd flower pot. The house smells like dust and lemon cleaner. The ghost of Ruth Warren's Saturday routine. I go straight to the hallway closet and open the filing cabinet. Something's off. The folders are slightly out of order. Grandma Ruth filed everything alphabetically by category. Banking, insurance, medical, tax. Now insurance is behind tax. Small thing, but Ruth Warren never misfiled anything in her life. I pull the envelope labeled Social Security. Thea opened, not torn, carefully slid along the top, then folded back. The card is still inside, but someone handled it. I sit on the hallway floor and call my cousin Pam. 3 months ago. I say, you mentioned a woman came by asking about the house. What exactly did she say? Pam tells me a woman named Donna showed up at Pam's door, introduced herself as Ruth's daughter, and asked whether the house had been sold. Pam didn't think much of it. She seemed nice, said she missed her mama. After I hang up, Claire and I run a deeper trace on the fraudulent credit cards. The billing addresses rotate between 3 locations. All towns where Donna lived over the past decade. 1 P.O. Box in Southern Virginia. 1 apartment in North Carolina. 1 address in Tennessee I'll later learn belongs to Greg. Then I find something else. At the bottom of the filing cabinet in a folder Grandma Ruth labeled personal, there's a letter. The 8-year-old Donna's handwriting. I recognize it from birthday cards she sent until I was 5. It says, "Mama, I need $5,000. Please, I'm desperate." Ruth never told me about this letter, and she never sent the money. The certified envelope arrives on a Monday. I sign for it at my mailbox, thinking it's related to my credit dispute. It isn't. It's from the county court. Inside is a formal petition for guardianship filed by Donna Marsh née Beckett requesting that she be appointed legal guardian over me, Thea Warren, age 28, on the grounds that I lack the mental and cognitive capacity to manage personal financial affairs due to psychological instability following a significant bereavement. I read it twice, then a third time. Attached is a psychiatric evaluation signed by a Dr. Raymond P. as who states that I exhibit signs of emotional fragility, impaired judgment, and inability to make sound financial decisions. I have never met Dr. Raymond P. I have never been evaluated by any psychiatrist. The petitioner's legal representative is listed as Gregory Marsh, Esquire, Donna's husband, and the relief requested is comprehensive. Full control of my bank accounts, management of my inherited property, authority over my vehicle title, and oversight of all financial decisions. Everything. She wants everything. I call Marcus Bell. He's a family law attorney who practiced in Charlottesville for 30 years. More importantly, he was Grandma Ruth's friend. They went to the same church. He handled her will. Marcus listens to me read the petition over the phone. When I finish, yes, there's a pause. The kind that means a calm man is choosing his words carefully. "Thea," he says, "this is not a guardianship case. This is a financial takeover dressed in legal language." He tells me the hearing is set for 6 weeks out. He tells me we need hard evidence. And then he says something that makes the hair on my arms stand up. "Don't let Donna know you're preparing, not a word." Jocelyn reaches out on Instagram. Her profile is all selfies and motivational quotes, the kind of account that looks curated to seem harmless. Her message is simple. "Hi, Thea. I know this is weird, but I'd love to meet my big sister." Against my better judgment, I agree. We meet at a coffee shop near campus. She's 22, blonde, bright-eyed, wearing a sundress and a nervous smile. Chad. She orders an iced latte and immediately starts talking about how difficult Donna can be. "Mom's intense," she says, rolling her eyes like we're bonding. "Trust me, I get it." Then casually, the questions shift. "How are you holding up since your grandma passed? And do you feel like you're managing okay financially? I mean, and have you thought about getting like professional help?" No judgment. Each question lands with surgical precision. She's not making conversation. She's building a case. I keep my answers flat. I'm fine. Work is good. I manage. When Jocelyn excuses herself to the restroom, her phone vibrates on the table. The screen lights up. I don't touch it. I don't have to. The notification is right there. "Mom, did she say anything about the apartment?" I look at that message for 3 seconds and then I look away. When Jocelyn comes back, she's smiling again. "This was really nice, Thea. We should do it again." "Definitely," I say. I smile back. I finish my coffee. Outside, I sit in my car for 5 minutes before starting the engine. My hands are steady. My mind is clear. She wasn't here to meet her sister. She was here on assignment. And now I know exactly what this family is doing. Marcus Bell's office is on the second floor of a converted Victorian on Main Street. Bookshelves floor to ceiling, a brass desk lamp, and a framed photo of him and Grandma Ruth at a church fundraiser. Claire, Marcus, and I sit around his conference table. Claire opens her laptop and turns it toward us. "Here's what I found," she says. 11 credit cards, 3 personal loans, total debt, $87,000. Every account opened using Thea's social security number. Every billing address links to a location where Donna Marsh has lived in the past 12 years. Marcus writes in a yellow legal pad, saying nothing. Claire continues. "She was careful. Minimum payments on most accounts, just enough to keep them active without triggering fraud alerts. The oldest card was opened when Thea was 14. 14. I was in 9th grade learning algebra and my mother was across the state spending money under my name." Marcus sets down his pen. "Here's the strategy. We don't tip our hand before the hearing. We let Donna present her petition first. The grieving mother, the concerned parent. Then we respond. Not just to refute the guardianship, to show the court who's really unfit to manage finances." He slides a form across the table. "Mud, this is an FTC identity theft report. You'll file this today. We also file with local police. That gets us an official case number." I sign. Claire prints the credit timeline in full. Marcus slides it into a manila folder. "One more thing," Marcus says. "The psychiatrist who signed Donna's evaluation, Dr. Raymond Poole. I'm going to check his license." He looks at me over his glasses. "If that evaluation is fraudulent, this isn't just a bad petition. It's a crime." That night, Donna posts a photo of me on Facebook. I'm 5 years old, sitting on a tricycle. The caption reads, "I'm fighting every day to protect my baby girl. A mother never stops loving." 300 comments, all sympathy, all for her. Okay, I need to pause here for a second because I know a lot of you are thinking, yeah, why didn't you just block her and walk away? Believe me, I ask myself that every single day. But when someone files a legal petition against you, you can't just ignore it. If you don't show up, the court rules by default and she wins. So, let me ask you, if the mother who abandoned you 21 years ago came back with a lawsuit, what would you do? Drop your answer in the comments. Alright, let's get back to the story because what happened next was so much worse. Over the next 2 weeks, Donna launches a campaign. The Facebook posts continue. Old photos of me as a toddler, long captions about a mother's heartbreak, and praying Thea gets the help she needs. Each post is shared by people I've never met, people who seem to have materialized overnight as Donna's support network. Then the calls start. Then my second cousin, Linda, phones on a Thursday. "Honey, your mama is just torn apart. She says you won't let her help. Why won't you talk to her?" I try to explain. Linda cuts me off. "She's your mother, Thea. You only get one." 2 days later, my landlord calls. He sounds uncomfortable. MS. "Warren, I got a call from a woman who says she's your mother. She asked if you've been paying rent on time. She said, you're having mental health issues." I feel the floor tilt slightly under my feet. She called my landlord. "I've never missed a payment," I tell him. He says he knows, but the discomfort in his voice tells me the seed has been planted. At work, it gets worse. I overhear 2 coworkers whispering near the break room, something about a family court case. When I walk in, they go quiet, but one of them smiles too hard and asks if I want coffee. Donna is calling people in my life, my relatives, my landlord, probably my neighbors, and telling them I'm unstable. She's not just filing legal paperwork. She's constructing a narrative from the outside in, making sure that by the time we walk into that courtroom, everyone already believes her version. And Marcus told me I can't respond publicly. Anything you say online or to family can be twisted and used against you at the hearing. So I stay silent and I watch my mother rewrite my life in real time. Marcus calls me on a Wednesday evening. His voice is measured but I can hear the edge underneath. I found something on Dr. P. Dr. Raymond P. The psychiatrist who signed the evaluation claiming I'm mentally unfit had his medical license revoked 2 years ago by the Virginia Board of Medicine. The reason: providing fabricated psychological evaluations for use in legal proceedings, 3 separate complaints from 3 separate attorneys. He was caught, sanctioned, and stripped of his credentials. He can't legally practice, Marcus says. He can't sign medical documents. That evaluation Donna submitted to the court is worthless. I sit on my couch, phone pressed to my ear, and let that sink in. Donna didn't just find a questionable doctor. She found a disgraced one. Someone willing to write whatever she needed for a fee. How did she find him? I ask. That's the interesting part, Marcus says. Greg Marsh used Poole as an expert witness in a property dispute 4 years ago before the license was revoked. They have a history. Greg, the lawyer husband, the man who drafted the guardianship petition, selected the fake evaluator, and sat in the courtroom like it was all above board. This wasn't Donna acting alone. This was planned. Greg provided the legal architecture. Donna provided the performance. And they shopped for a doctor who'd rubber stamp whatever story they needed. Marcus, I say, if they faked the evaluation, what else did they fake? He's quiet for a beat then. That's exactly the question I'm going to answer. I'm pulling every document in their petition, every signature, every date. I hang up and stare at the wall. My mother didn't just come back to steal my money. She came back with a blueprint. Now, a week before the hearing, an envelope appears in my mailbox. No return address, handwritten. I open it at the kitchen table. 4 pages front and back. In Donna's looping cursive, she writes about the agony of being separated from my firstborn. She writes about sleepless nights wondering if you were safe. She describes a version of our history where she was forced to leave by circumstances beyond my control. And Grandma Ruth refused to let me see you. She's blaming a dead woman. A woman who can't defend herself. Tucked into the fold is a photograph. Me at age 4 sitting on a stool in our old kitchen, grinning at the camera. I recognize it immediately. It's from Grandma Ruth's album. The same album that sat on the shelf in the Maple Ridge house. Donna must have taken it when she went through the filing cabinet. And then I get to the last paragraph. The handwriting tightens. The tone shifts. If you fight me in court, everyone will know you rejected your own mother. Is that the kind of person you want to be, Thea? Think carefully. I read that line 3 times. It's not a plea. It's a threat. She signed it. Love, Mom. She underlined love twice as if pressing the pen harder could make it true. I scan every page, front and back. Then I email the scans to Marcus with 1 line for the file. Because here's what Donna doesn't understand about me. I'm a financial analyst. My entire job is reading documents, catching inconsistencies, and following numbers to where they lead. She wrote me a 4-page letter full of emotion, and all I see is evidence. The handwriting matches the letter she sent Grandma Ruth 8 years ago. Give the one asking for $5,000. Same hand, same woman, same pattern. I drive to Maple Ridge on Saturday to collect the last of the documents Marcus needs. When I turn the corner onto the street, my chest tightens. Donna's silver SUV is parked in the driveway. The front door is unlocked. I step inside and find Donna in the living room.